What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So I'm sure you've already seen the information on this or watched other videos on this. So we got a really cool announcement yesterday from the company called Analogue, and they are a company that recreates old hardware and allows you to play like your NES, your SNES on a Super Nintendo or an NES that they have created using FPGA technology. And they have recently just announced the Analogue Pocket, which is going to allow you to do a lot of cool things and play all of your old portable games, pretty much your entire collection from any device on this device here, which to me, just looking at it right away, looks absolutely awesome, looks sleek, looks something that I would love to have just by the way that it looks and how cool and awesome that screen sounds like it's going to be. But before we jump further into this, if you're wondering what FPGA is like I was and wondering why it's so hyped, basically it is an emulation. It is hardware that is programmable that gives you the best replication of the original game. You know, if you've played emulators before or you've played games through emulation, that sometimes it is a bit off with the graphics, with the sound, with the speed, all those type of things can sometimes be off with emulation. With FPGA, it kind of solves that, and it gives you a source to play a multitude of games from different game consoles or handhelds in one place. So looking here, you can see that this thing is going to be really cool. You're going to be able to play a multitude of games from different portable handhelds. So originally out of the box, you're going to get, right, it says right here, you're going to get Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance games. And that is with 2,780 plus games you're going to get right out of the box that are going to work on this device. However, it's also going to come, or I think you're going to have to purchase on the side, adapters for other handheld systems like the Game Gear, the Neo Geo Pocket Color, the Atari Lynx, and so on. So that is just absolutely extremely cool that you're going to be able to play all of your old handheld collection on this one device without having to use emulation or having to have a multitude of devices to play them. And I think that alone, the no emulation, especially for people who are really into the playing the best version and playing the actual physical cartridge of these older games to get the most accurate representation of what it was back in the day, this will really appeal to those people. Now it looks like it's going to come in two colors, black and white, and you can see here what it looks like. And I just think like the entire design of this is super sleek, something that you kind of would want to take out of your pocket and play in public, and people would look at it and think like, what is that? It looks really cool. I want to know what that device is just by the way it looks. And you can see here that they've added on the shoulder buttons and stuff to the back, and they have the power button or whatever that is there, I'm not sure, and the 4 buttons, and then these buttons here, which will have probably a multitude of functions. This will probably be like a home menu or something, because there's going to be more functions on this device other than just playing games. Now the screen is where I think is going to be the best advantage of this, because you're finally going to be able to play all these games on a high resolution screen that is fully bright. You're not going to have to worry about not being able to see the game, and it's 3.5 inches. So I mean, it's relatively big enough to have a great experience. It's 615 pixels per inch, and with a resolution of 1600 by 1440, which is absolutely insane. I think it's going to look crazy on this device, on this screen. I think these old games, like even just Tetris here, looking at it in this picture, and then just imagining what that's going to look like when the actual console itself is out, seeing how good it looks, it's just, I think it's going to blow a lot of people away if they do this properly. As you scroll down the site, they just kind of showcase that you're going to be able to play a multitude of games from different handhelds all on this thing. So you're going to be able to play Lynx, Neo Geo Pocket Color, Game Boy Advance, original Game Boy, Game Gear. You're going to be able to play your Game Boy Color games. So you're going to be able to experience those old Pokemon games, which is something I'm excited about, on here on that great screen, and to see what it looks like. I just can't wait. And one of my favorite handhelds of all time was the Game Boy Advance, and there's so many great looking Game Boy Advance games. And with the original Game Boy Advance, it wasn't backlit and the screen wasn't that great. And I'm just thinking how good they're going to look on this screen here, because that is what I'm most excited for out of all of these handheld retro gaming consoles. The Game Boy Advance, I think, still has the games still age very, very well. They're still very fun, and they still look great. And imagining how they're going to look on this screen is just, I can't wait to see what it is. On top of that, if you're somebody who likes to make chiptunes, there's a really cool feature in this as well called Nanoloop, where it's going to be a synthesizer and a sequencer designed for music creation and live performance. So you're going to be able to make cool music and cool chiptunes on here. This is definitely something I've never really gotten into making chip tunes. I play guitar and stuff, but I never have actually gotten into this type of music. And this is something I'm definitely interested in checking out. This is something I would actually go into, and this does appeal to me, even though I've never made chip tunes before. Now, it doesn't end there with the cool announcements for this, because they announced as well that the Analogue is going to have a dock, and you're going to be able to play these games right on your TV by using any 8-bit DOE Bluetooth controller. So they're following in the footsteps of the Nintendo Switch, because they know how popular that functionality is for the console, and being able to connect this to a dock and play it on the go, I think is going to be something that people definitely take advantage of. And I mean, seeing how it's going to look on the big screen, how it translates from playing it on that 3.5-inch display onto the big screen, I'm excited to see how they do that and how well they make that work as well. So that is really awesome, because you're going to be able to, like they say here, connect your Bluetooth controller, connect it to your dock if you're at home or something, sit back and play all of these old, great retro handheld games on your TV. And another thing that's interesting, you can even connect controllers via a wired USB. So if you have a long enough USB, you're going to be able to plug that in as well if you don't have an 8-bit DOE Bluetooth wireless controller. So this thing is going to come out in 2020 for $199, and I believe that's in American dollars. And they say that there's going to be limited quantities available. So if this is something you're interested in, I would definitely put in your email address just to be notified when it comes out if you actually want to get it or not. It's very cool. It's something that I'm definitely highly considering getting. $199, I mean, I think the price is good depending on how well the screen actually looks with these games and how well the FPGA works. But knowing Analogue as a company and the previous things that they've made with the NES and the SNES and how well those have worked with the build quality and everything, I think this is going to be a very good device. Just some other things to go over. The console itself is going to have 10 times the resolution of the original Game Boy, as it's talked about the 1600 by 1440 pixel display. It's going to have stereo speakers, an SD card slot, a rechargeable battery, and it even includes the original Game Boy Link. So if you want to play multiplayer with somebody else, you're going to be able to do that on this console. But yeah, overall, I mean, I'm extremely excited for this thing. It looks awesome. It has great features. The screen looks amazing. And I think this thing is going to be a hit. And I'm just excited to see how well the games run on it, how well the games actually works. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Let me know if this is something that interests you. Do you have a big retro collection of handheld games that you would love to play on this? Do you think it's too expensive? Do you think it's something that's not going to sell? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.